This is the true depth of the oceans. Thanks to extraordinary human curiosity, we've reached the highest, deepest, and most inaccessible places on this planet. We've conquered Everest, descended into the Mariana Trench, and even stepped on the moon. Undoubtedly, we are the species that wants to see and know it all. But the Earth is not as easy to explore as you may think. It has tons of secrets, and sometimes it hides them in the depths of the waters. Today, we will try to look at and into the deepest places in the oceans, meet the incredible animals who can dive into the unimaginable depths, and in the end, learn about the precious place with the clearest water. This is the true depth of the oceans, and we are starting our journey. Part 1. The deepest places of the oceans. Our planet was blessed with 5 oceans, with the Pacific being the warmest and the deepest, the Southern being the smallest, the Atlantic being the saltiest, the Arctic being the coldest, and the Indian being a mother of the one and only sea without a shore. The oceans were formed thanks to the geological activity of tectonic plates, when the supercontinent Gondwana disintegrated into the separate continents we have now. Before that, the Pacific Ocean was the only king of the Earth, and someday, when continents come back together, the Atlantic Ocean will be the new super waters of the planet. The deepest point of the Atlantic Ocean, Puerto Rico Trench. The Atlantic Ocean was named after Atlas, a hero of Greek mythology, a titan that holds up the sky. It is the second biggest ocean, and it proudly has the second deepest place on the list, the Puerto Rico Trench. The trench lies near the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Hispaniola Island. The overall length of it is 1,090 miles, or 1,754 kilometers, and at the broadest part, the trench reaches about 60 miles, 97 kilometers. The maximum depth Puerto Rico Trench reaches at the point of 27,480 feet, or 8,376 meters. It's as big as 28 Eiffel Towers put on each other. This trench is located on the boundary of the Caribbean Sea and the Great Atlantic Ocean. Here tectonic plates meet and form this incredible trench. The North American plate slowly goes under the Caribbean plate, and this process, called subduction, creates this underwater wonder. That's a pretty powerful relationship if I've seen one. The deepest point of the Indian Ocean, Sunda Trench. The Indian Ocean has the longest trench among the family, Sunda Trench. Its length is about 1,988 miles, or 3,200 kilometers, but it can change at any time because the trench is located in a very seismically active zone. This trench was once called the Java Trench, but this name fell out of use. The deepest point of the Sunda Trench is about 23,920 feet, 7,290 meters. It stretches from the Sunda Islands to the Andaman Islands. The trench goes around the southern coast of Sumatra, the 6th biggest island in the world, and the place of the 2nd biggest and one of the deadliest earthquakes in human history in 2004. The Indian Ocean was the center of that earthquake because of the tectonic activity of 2 plates, the Sunda Plate and the Australian Plate. They collapsed in December of 2004, causing an earthquake and deadly tsunami all over the world. The deepest point of the Southern Ocean. There's no cute name. The Southern Ocean circles the coldest continent of the Earth, and its waters meet all of the other oceans at some point, except for the Arctic Ocean. They are separated forever because of the war of penguins and polar bears. Bummer. Geographists consider all waters south from the 60s latitude to be the Southern Ocean, so it is a pretty circular body of water. Its deepest point has a really unfortunate name, or it is to say, a lack of it. They simply call it 60 degrees, 28, 46 south, 25 degrees, 32 west. Not really fancy, am I right? But I suppose it is vacant, so who knows? Maybe this place in the ocean will be named after you one day. The Southern Ocean's deepest point has a depth of about 24,390 feet, 7,434 meters, which is a little bit deeper than in the Indian Ocean and good enough to fit almost 9 Burj Khalifas, the tallest building in the world. The deepest point of the Arctic Ocean, Greenland Sea. Let's get to the smallest of the oceans, the Arctic. The ocean has the lowest salinity among the 5, and it holds many valuable environmental resources like oil, natural gas, and metals. The Arctic Ocean is also the shallowest ocean, and its deepest point lies at a depth of only 3,434 miles, 5,527 meters. It has no official name, but geographists say that this place, not a trench unfortunately, is located in the Greenland Sea. Many scientists nowadays discuss the option to exclude the Arctic Ocean from the group and give it the name of just the Arctic Sea because of its small size and the fact that it is almost everywhere circled by land. However, the Arctic Ocean enthusiasts will battle to the death and will not let their favorite ocean become the second Pluto, a poor planet left behind the solar system. The deepest point of the Pacific Ocean and the Earth, the Mariana Trench. Back from the smallest to the biggest ocean and the deepest place on the Earth, I can say for sure that when you think about the depths of the sea, you must instantly think about the Mariana Trench, a mysterious, magical, and almost the most mythical place of our dear planet that still has countless secrets, even after years of studies. Mariana Trench is located near Guam in the Mariana Islands in the western part of the Pacific Ocean. It is a moon-shaped 1,578-mile, 2,540-kilometer trench with a maximum known depth of 36,037 feet, or 10,984 meters. The deepest place is called Challenger's Deep, after the ship that touched the ground of the trench. Mariana Trench is not a lifeless place as you may think. Actually, many horrible and scary creatures live there, even on the bottom. Unfortunately, people left their traces there too. In 2009, a plastic bag was found on the ground in Mariana Trench. Not the proudest moment for humanity. Part 2. Animal of the Colossal Depths. Now, let's quickly take a look at the deep water champions among the animals, who prefer living under the incredible weight of water, but they surely love it. Would you be shocked to hear that the deepest living squid is giant squid? We don't think so. A mysterious animal that inspired tales about the Kraken lives deep in the water, and it is believed it can dive as deep as 3,280 feet, 1 kilometer. This gigantic, up to 42 feet, 12 meters, monster often meets whales on its way, because they too love deep waters. But not all whales are the same. The mammal that was able to reach the deepest point among the other milky family is called the goose-beaked whale. It is one of the biggest members of the Zophiidae family, and this deep water species is broadly distributed in the ocean. These whales live in waters deeper than 1,000 feet, 300 meters, and the deepest dive of one goosebeak whale that was documented is 9,816 feet, 2,992 meters. Next on our list is the deepest living jellyfish, a giant, 2-foot, 60 centimeters, thing that looks like a lava lamp from hell. It is pretty uncommon and can dive to depths of almost 3,200 feet, 974 meters. And of course, it is a highly venomous species, so if you happen to be that deep in the ocean, just stay away from this unattractive blob of seawater. The deepest living fish of this crowd is the Obissabrotha galathi, the species that was first found on the bottom of the Puerto Rico Trench at a depth of 8,370 meters, 27,460 feet. This small 6'5" 16'5" fish can live in the deepest places of the ocean and feel fine. Of course, this small deep water friend is a formidable predator, because how else can you survive in the world without light and prospects? Bonus, the deepest lake on Earth. We will skip the deepest sea, because it is technically part of the Pacific Ocean. Instead, we want to mention another prominent place on Earth that should be in this video, Baikal Lake in Russia. The deepest lake on the planet looks almost like the trenches we've seen today, a moon-shaped rift of tectonic nature. The maximum documented depth of the lake is 5,387 feet, 1,642 meters. It is the biggest body of fresh water on the Earth, and it is so clear that you can see stones and inhabitants of Baikal at a depth of 130 feet, 40 meters. It must be a really fun experience to swim there. Did you like our story? Do you believe that somewhere on this planet can be creatures that can hold all the weight of the ocean and survive? Leave your answers in the comments and subscribe for more amazing educational videos about just everything in the world. Until the next time, goodbye.